confident in Portugal getting so soundly booted in the face that I forced them to break up with Aragon. I would also quite like to give a bit of Portuguese land to Castile to get them out of my hair. Might even be enough to make Castile not want land in the upcoming, or from Aragon. How much aggressive expansion did the Otto friends farm? Enough to get a little bit of a coalition. Wow, 100 with Hungary, 70 with Litauen, Nout with Muscovy. Alright. Well, we see the game they play. If you guys get Lisboa, I'm quite certain that Portugal would give it all up for you. Gotta make sure it actually goes to me, though. Castile doesn't want it. Of course you want it, Castile. You want all of this land. They're just being shy. Ooh. Remember when I said anyone could do it, it would be Green Gages. I think Green Gages is about to die. If only I could bring him over here and have him help out with that that fight. I could add my heavies into this if I really wanted to ensure victory, and I kind of do. So let's go and pay a visit. Oh well, victory I think is already pretty bloomin' assured, but it couldn't hurt to come in and take a bit of credit, although we're a bit too late for that. Venice is preparing to attack the Papal State in a war of aggression. Papal State has no friends, so I can totally see why you would. That failed attack on Siena actually boosted our siege progress. Lucky us. And that means Siena is down and very out. Might be hard to get all the ducats I'm after out of them, especially when I only get 5 of those ducats. And I don't particularly want their land, so I will just... It's not a big problem that they're allied with Aragon. I'll just take the money and go. It does black flag me, though. That puts a number of complications onto things. If I charge in here, I'd be fighting against Aragon, and unless I had Tech 12, I would have no reason to believe I'd win that. Which is a bit of a shame. It's also a shame that Castile doesn't want any Portuguese land. And his money wouldn't really go to me either. So I'll take the war reparations, I'll break him up with Aragon and Castile so that they don't get an alliance down the line. Otherwise, I mean, it would be very nice for me to take Algarve. It's Protestant. I like Protestantism. But Castile won't give it up to me. Dang. That is such a shame. That said, though, does he have any other provinces that have flipped? No, he doesn't. He's just got these Catholic ones. That said, though, I could certainly take the Azores for myself. Might be useful in getting range elsewhere. Are the Azores part of the part of what the Romans held? Well, of course they did. They took everything here to the end of the world. Maybe the rebels will retake Algarve. Might be handy, but I really want the Castilians coming over and helping me out here. Okay, I don't see the need to peace out Portugal with any particular ferocity. But I would really like Aragon not to take Proma, especially since he's kind of bulking up there. Oh well, that's keeping Castile a bit busy. Maybe I should peace out Portugal just to get these fools off my back. And oddly enough, despite this extensive amount of war score, it's not enough to be able to do all that to him. He doesn't need to be broken up with Aragon, but I would like him to be broken up with Aragon. I think I'd rather keep him broken up from Castile, so that Castile's not weighed down by you. I can peace... It's not an easy one, that, actually. I may want to gun down you in the future, so it's probably good that you stay together with Aragon, and we can do that again later. So that's good enough, although I would still quite like the Azores for myself. It's probably not worth it just yet. Oh well, you know, a few ducats wouldn't go amiss. But now it's time to settle with Aragon. PRoman might have to hold out quite a bit here. It's not looking good for us. It's not looking good for what remains of this boat either. There we go. We didn't quite manage the circumnavigation, but I bet we could now. Green Gauges did not manage to swim home, sadly. Alright, Castile, you are of course going to come over and save me, right? You're not. Well, why'd I even invite you into this war? Actually, it's pretty bad for me if Castile just takes all of the war participation, then I won't be able to reasonably take stuff for myself. But, this is not a good battle between myself and Aragon. Well, not for me, at least. Hopefully he wraps this up, buggers off over there, and then I can swiftly take back PRoman. There's no guarantee he'll march over there. Tributary mission is more than just a journey. Yeah, I wouldn't mind some extra dip power if you don't mind. Not that I have an idea to invest it into, but I really want to take admin here. We'll work on it, and that's quite nice, get extra army tradition. Okay, so PRoman's going to go down. Fortunately, it is but one of our many fortified provinces, so whilst we will get a bit of a downside from it, hopefully all this extra work that Castile is pouring in for me will pay dividends. Have far till Miltech 12. Too far, it's way over cost, so I wouldn't get it in time to save PRoman. It's alright though, PRoman's been sacked plenty of times in the past. This is just one more such incident. Franconia says, hi Jake and chat, well welcome. And what's all this emote shared stuff? This isn't emote home. Oh right, here's a thought. I'm actually going to lose out on these units, so I should probably cancel them to get my money and manpower back before he simply takes the province. But I could really do with him not being here and instead being over there. It's alright though. PRoman will fall, I'll get my units in to retake it, and he's going to march over to the homeland. This is all part of the plan in some way, shape or form. Now get out of here. Sometimes in chess, the pawns must go first, and this is one of those times. So we'll work on getting PRoman back as soon as we can. It's got 420 here, and frankly, I'd rather just have it back immediately. Beautiful, right? Just beautiful. And again, exactly what I had planned. Always get your 10 to 1s, folks. Never leave home without it. Historically, Rome was only sacked 3 times before Rome took Europe. Remember, to keep the Vestal virgins happy, so that they keep the flame of Vesta lit. When it goes out, Rome will fall. I can't guarantee any of that. Okay, now that I'm actually sieging down, I can get some proportional war participation. Although it's still growing probably quite a bit faster for Castile. Castile dishonored with Genoa, that's good. I didn't like Genoa's involvement here. Genoa's at war with Siena, and I've kept Castile way busy with these wars. Tunis are not really doing much. But they're probably keeping... Okay, no, Algerian separatists are what's doing stuff down there. Get you there, and get you there, please. Let's make a move on this while we can. I don't know where those Aragonese soldiers went, but if they want to come back here, they gotta get through PRoman. And they probably don't want to. Oh, it feels so good to be working on Italy before other things. It just seems biblical. Nice, there's Aragon being busy elsewhere. Do you plan to release Naples or have cores and all set? Yeah, I'm just taking this over for myself. Now oh well, no, that's difficult, right? If I took and released Naples, I'd be able to take this land for mucho reduced aggressive expansion, because currently if I go, yes, I would quite like this, suddenly all of Europe goes, you can't do that. But it might just be worth taking it for myself anyway. The sooner I get my sorry self over to Europe, the better. And I'd rather, if that means coasting like crazy on aggressive expansion, that's fine. At least the Germans don't know about me. Oh, the Germans. Any behinds to be butted with your diplomats. Anything to bring relations up and aggressive expansion down is pretty good. Portugal might hate my guts, but I don't think there's much repairing that. France is in a good state. Who was on that list of they will hate my guts here that I haven't worked on? Manly Mantua, the Knights, Gelra. Gelra look to be a pretty hot dog around there, so let's improve relations with them. Let's also work on the Knights, just because they're highly irritating if they do get involved. And who else was there? I think there was Manly Mantua. I'm not going to be able to take all of this off of Aragon, but it'll be a good start. I can at least work on the Lazio Campania area. I could go across here, but I could also not. Let's just stay stationed for a bit. The sack of Napoli! Ooh, I don't want to pay money, but I don't want to lose professionalism, and I certainly don't want to lose production there. Let's get that army professionalism. It's a good opportunity to pay for it and actually start getting that thing up. Rome will have one hell of a professional army by the end of all this. Still, got all this land, which is great for me, and I actually contributed something to the war. Not a lot, but a bit. The downside is that Castile are probably going to want a whole lot for their contribution. And I did promise them land. I didn't promise them tons of land, though. I'm not screwing them over entirely. I should get my cannons over on Messina. Oh, but Aragon has a bit of an army going on there. I don't need my heavies getting all tired out from this, though, and I don't need Napoli paid for. But I certainly want Napoli. Do you still need a defensive edict on Proma? I certainly do not. Let's not pay all that dosh. Well, at least Tunis are contributing even less than I am. I was really hoping to give some Portuguese land to Castile so that they would be less accusatory of me, of screwing them over. Not that I'd ever do such a thing. We're doing good here. We're certainly getting the war score, but if I take Messina further, no need for this many units. Let's save some of them. No need to take attrition hell for this. And I'll move over here so we actually have the blockade going. Get Messina, get it right. I should also be making further claims. I would quite like Umbria. It's nice and Protestant, as it should be. And the Pope has had a hard time making friends. How's Splendor doing for the blockade? Splendor. I haven't done any of these things. And I'm not sure I will anytime soon. Oh, nice. Natural break in the walls there at Messina. Did Jake go? I'm not. I haven't changed my religion yet. We're working on it. Oh, we could be the first to get Dip Tech 12. That's incredible. It's also hugely expensive. I'm not really sure I want to do that. Like at all. That costs way too much. I'll save my dip. That way I can use the dip to develop up in these provinces because they are really nice for developing. Grassland, yeah. Grasslands, relatively low development. Neapolitan, which I will probably accept as a culture. Because I'm going to have quite a lot of it. And then there's also the areas here which are... oh, okay, only Palermo is a nice, nice farmland. Syracuse is an important site after all, points out Ortopox13. It's a very important site. This kind of highlights the lands that our friend is after here. Oh no, we're losing our great power status in 4 years, but taking all this land should catapult us right back in. Unfortunately, that Diplo power is slipping. What could I even invest it in? I mean, I could be more mercantile, but I really don't want to. I'd rather develop around here. I just don't have good lands to develop. This costs 106. But running out of options, so I'll just dev Rome a touch. It deals in paper, so development's pretty awesome. Did it always deal in paper? Yeah, I think it did. Is Constantinople a priority target comparable to the rest of the Italian peninsula? No, not at all. I can't even imagine why you think it would be. What a frustrating battle. Let me show you something. If I engage this fight, I would have 5 infantry versus his 5 infantry, and then my 2 cavalry on the flanks. That is inefficient. This is how I should do it. The cavalry should arrive a day later. Alright, that should work out. 3, 4, 5. There we go. So now, I have infantry flanking him, 1 on each side, and when the cavalry arrive, they can also flank because they have greater range. It's a very small bit of efficiency, but you do extra damage that way. Look, his flanks got absolutely destroyed there, and then I'm able to just crush him entirely. It's not something the game really takes into consideration when drawing up the battle line. But that's some dodgy stuff to change. Okay, we could work on Malta as well if I really care about it. I don't, but we could. Could also work on these 2 provinces. I'm sure they have names. Let's go pick people up. I just need regular old infantry for this. Just get the 2s onto the boats. And let's go take over the islands. I'm just looking to maximize my war score on Aragon. There's no deep meaning to occupying these islands. Desperately trying to rescue my war participation as well, though. I think a lot of stuff is going to have to go to Castile, which is not too bad a thing, really. Given that I will drown in coalition with whatever I take here. The war goal is Napoli, and I certainly want Napoli. That development is delicious. It rivals Rome. But I would really like these 3 provinces as well. If I had to draw up my perfect peace deal, then I couldn't because I don't have the free diplomats to do so. But imagine if I did. It feels good to actually wield a bit of power in Europe despite coming in as an outsider. When I was approaching Europe, I did have the thought of, oh god, what if there is no opening? There's always an opening, right? But what if there's just no opening? Does Castile want Sardinia? I'd rather Castile just took this land. I'm not looking to take Iberian land for quite some time. It's all extremely Catholic for one. Oh god, the Reform is growing like a plague. Mind you, Siena became glorious Protestant. And this is one of the best areas in the game. It's not the best. What's the best one? Oh, I swear Paris used to be better. Well, I'm sure there's a better area, but until then, this is the best. Alright, I'm going to send the Knights guy home. There's no way I have enough aggressive expansion to cheese off the Knights at this point. Same with Geldra, I want a bit of flexibility here. Jake, what was the opening? I wasn't there. We used no CB on Papal State to take PRoman. It was the only logical thing to do. I know, we're not flipping Coptic, but there is Coptic down here. We could still be the first to Diplotech 12. Still doesn't appeal, but we could. This is what I want. Core creation cost minus 25%. Fantastic. Means we can get a legitimacy increase as well with the Licensing of Press Act. Not that I think it's that great. Actually, none of these really appeal to me at all. Oh well. I was there for the core creation cost and that's it. Right, so when we think of the peace deal, what I really want is that for myself. That's not as bad as it looks. Papal State is truce locked. Venice is Venice. Genoa is Genoa. Siena should be truce locked. Aragon will be truce locked. That leaves Hungary, Milan, and oh, fun times, France. France is a problem. Or are they? No, I can keep France out of my hair. Let's improve relations with them and send a big nasty letter to Aragon, and that should give me a better relationship with France. Enough to stop them from coalitioning me. You should wait 3 years for aggressive expansion. I don't want to wait 3 years. Look at this. Look at these points that are just piling up when I could, would, and should be investing them into this. Well, then again, Diplo's the only one that really matters, and I'm going to be capped anyway. I'll just dump a bit more on PRoman. It's an awesome province. Hungary and Milan, though. Milan's on a rampage. And they're allied with France, which is a little tricky for me to navigate. But let's improve relations with them a touch more. We'll get our claim on Umbria. I could make further claims on the likes of Ancona, but I'm trying to keep my religion together here. If you wait like 3 years, you'll be okay, lol, says HD Ice Sirens. Who's interested in waiting? Then again, I might get Castile out of this war. Oh, I almost wish I hadn't said that now. White peace between Castile and Aragon. Aragon still has a big and relatively angry army. I better make my peace. Back off a bit here. I still have the war goal, and I'm still gaining war score from it, so that's okay. But he now has Valencia back. Yeah, I mean, that got me the war participation. That's pretty awesome. I'll tell you who's not happy, Tunis. But if Tunis could just occupy a single thing, then maybe I could help them out. If I don't give Tunis anything, all AIs are going to think, oh, you screwed somebody over. There's no way I'll give you land. But this is a bit tricky. I could land down there and take that. Might even be the best option at this point. You have the fort in Roussillon. That I do. It's only hilly, it's not mountainous. But it could make a difference here. Let's get this so I can give it over to Tunis. have support here for 12. Get over there, please. Get in, please. Let's also pay for Napoli in case they try any silly bugger tactics over there. Well, it's a shame because I could have gained favor with Castile by giving them land. Uh-oh, this is also a problem. Those Algerian separatists are probably going to come and rip into me. I just want a province for Tunis here so he doesn't hate my guts. We'll send over everything we can then. Are you showing a PRoman Empire? Of course we are. I really should put the description in the title because people just keep asking what I'm up to. It's hard to hold it against them. It's not the most obvious of stunts we're pulling here. Genoa, Siena. Hungary's still on that list, but Hungary's... come on, they're a corpse. I should probably try to keep that corpse a little happier, though. Venice, there's no resurrection from. Alright, let's get this province for... kill them all? Holahavi again? So many oh, crap, I can't do anything about that. It's all the way over here. Also, where is Holahavi? Wait, what? I really don't want that. Can't they just sit there and wait forever? Abhor these events that just... oh my god. How about they just sit there and wait forever? Right, here's what we're here for. Sell province, Jake. Yeah, they would just rise up elsewhere. Also, I'm at war, so I can't sell province. Yeah, the peasantry can just keep hold of that. I don't really care. Ooh, that's a bit dangerous. The monastic orders are getting a lot of power here. I wonder if they will ever be able to enforce their demands, or if I have to take a very long boat ride to go and deal with them. Oh, hey, if you get this, there you go. Now they're still not very happy, because they want more than that. Some people are just so full of themselves. Alright, let's get you another province. You want it all, apparently. I don't want you to have it all, because the more coastline you have, the more you're going to raid my coasts. But there's also the possibility that I just get you kicked out of the war separately. Hey look, revolts in Aragon. Plus 10 to peace. Good grief. That would be revolts in Tunis, which would help, but instead I'm helping in ways I don't want to. It's getting messy. It's getting real messy. Maybe those guys can just go and die where they are. Yeah, Tunis is indeed falling apart. It would be alright if they just pieced out of the war. It would be fine by me, actually. And then I wouldn't have to worry about giving them anything. And they kinda don't want to be in the war at all anymore. In 20 years, Jake will be trying to move his capital. He'll be tearing his hair out trying to find the occupied province. That's quite possible, actually. There you go, Tunis. We'll give him a wee chance to peace out himself. Otherwise, I'll just give these two provinces to him. He'll be like, hey, this is cracking. I'll get my own land, and sure, the French will still be mad, but aren't they always? 42, 46. Yeah, if I just send a nasty worded letter to... Oh, you can't do that when you're at war with someone. I thought you could insult somebody that you are at war with. Well then, getting in France's slightly better books might be a bit tough. Unless I wait it out, but I really don't want to wait out. These peasants are going to do their work. I could still peace out with Aragon and then improve relations to just keep France out of that. But they also don't know about me, which is handy. Let's improve relations with them just a touch.